Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Good afternoon and welcome to our final fixture of the 23rd match week of the Senol NPLW. It is Melbourne Victory taking on Spring Hills here on pitch 2 of the home Matildas, and what is a very dreary afternoon in Melbourne's north. For yourselves at home, hopefully keeping nice and warm, hopefully not too busy as well, I'm William Bennett bringing you all the action here to round off the final 90 minutes of what has been a rather invigorating match weekend so far. Well, both teams presently don't really have much to play for. It's the end of the season. Can't really make finals. I can't go down. But I can certainly have quite a fun afternoon. Victory, of course. Technically, there is still the slightest of mathematical chances. They must win their next 4 fixtures, including today. They must also rely upon Alamein and more importantly for them, South Melbourne to drop points. 41 points is still technically possible. 39 is what South Melbourne's on. It is a big ass victory if they do want to sneak into that final position. Our lights for this afternoon, commencing with Tom Markowski's Spring Hills, are number 3, Rachel Gillies, number 6, Roisin Murphy, number 11, Olivia Anderson, number 12, Natasha Dakic, number 17, Bianca Liberto, number 18, the great Alexandra Sinclair, number 22, Margot Clark, number 23, Aubrey Labdo, number 31, Ayana Iogi, number 36, Chelsea D. Silva, number 42, Jacinta Tarante Cook. As for the lecture this afternoon, we have number 2, Emmy Traynor, number 5, Jade Cam, number 6, Erin Tarrant, number 7, Ella O'Grady, number 11, Layla Hussein, number 13, Annika Doverston, number 17, Poppy O'Keefe, number 18, Jasmine Miller, number 28, Sienna Chichera, number 31, Shelley Lane, and number 58, Sienna Saveska. Now, certainly, as a whole for victory today, it's been quite a good afternoon for them. They're on 20s, having a thumping 6-1 victory over Spring Hills prior to our seniors kicking off today. So it was goals galore, and predominantly all in the second half as well. As our refereeing department is led by the ever fantastic Angelique Manion, who gets us kicked off underway. Alongside Manion, we're enjoyed by Michaela Kassab and Min Murazai. And on forfeit duties this afternoon, it's Dea Rashach. The visiting Spring Hills playing in their very much standout, very, very bright pink and black combinations. Left to right for the first 45. Victory, of course, playing in their very much, well, to a sense, well-renowned navy and white combination. Of course, naturally, right to left of the first half. Play almost vacuumed shut to that far wing. And while a number of teams in the division, in particular our visitors this afternoon, Spring Hills, loves playing up their left-hand side, it's not too often you do see this Melbourne Victory team willing to meet that challenge and play on their opposing right wing. Here's O'Keefe. Tam with a long ball. They're kept on side. Anderson trying to provide that defensive pressure. Cross is sent in. The shot headed wide there by Hussein. Right place, right idea. Just not exactly the touch she was after. Still very early days at this stage of the match. All you really want to be doing is just testing the keeper, see what they're capable of, and find their weak spots. Oyagi eventually getting us back into play there. Oyagi coming in to the Spring Hill side after the summer at Melbourne City. Certainly a extremely successful season there for Oyagi. One as well, that's also stretched beyond the field as well, having been involved with a number of campaigns with the FIFA Men's World Cup in various promotional activities. Certainly it's great to see figures across our Victorian football community get a bit of limelight. Of course, Iorga is also notable for their photography work as well. And they're not playing on the outfield. Very much someone who is just absolutely everywhere in football here in Melbourne. Here's O'Grady. Just want to beat the silver. Late challenge there. Play on. Is Trainer with the cross in. Henry Trainer, the younger sister of Avenel's Georgia Trainer. Certainly there is plenty of families across the divisions, across clubs here in Melbourne. Dakic, forced to play back into Iorga. Return for Dakic. Dakic, certainly one with plenty of silverware in her career here in the touring top flight of women's football. No for her time at the now defunct Calder United. Throw for the visitors. Tenate Crook finds her captain in Alex Sinclair. Turnover initially looking promising there. Spring Hills holding firm in the midfield. Sees Sinclair once more. Looks to play Clark in a more advanced position. And that is victory ball. Trainer with the throw. Initially teasing the first option. Opts for the more advanced position with O'Keefe. Was with Miller there. Cross sent in. And it will be a goal kick. Now we do have a bit of action from the women's second division today, and so we will try and get you a few score updates for yourselves at home, just for a little bit of curiosity. Of course, there's certainly a tremendous promotion battle from the second division into the top flight. Certainly one which has a number of very exciting options for next year's 2027 Senol NPLW campaign. In this year's present VPL promotion battle includes two former NPL sides. In last year's relegated Brunswick Juventus, as well as Southern United, one of the initial founder sides for the NPL. Sinclair trying to get Clark to build up play. Anderson's there with support. Anderson probing deep. Won't get the cross. Ball remaining in play. Won't get the corner. And Victory are able to advance via the throw. Tarrant. Miller tries to play along towards O'Grady, intercepted by Labno. Aubrey Labno, arguably the standout star of the Spring Hill side this season. One of our senior player of the months. Trainer under firm pressure from De Silva. Initially dispossessed. Victory still in control. His trainer again. She looks to provide that ball forward for O'Grady. It is with Ayana Aogi. Dakic. Looks for the long option to Clark. Clark tries to flick on for our captain Alex Sinclair. Right idea, not quite right timing, just off by a fraction of a second there. Certainly very promising signs early on here for Spring Hills. Sinclair taking back in for Toronto Cook. Can't find the option in the mid-fit. Miller trying to get that advancing ball up for Teixeira. Will find Teixeira. He's having a fight there and fight firmly as Aogi holds firm. Aogi with the diving save. No dangers yet. And there's the opener. Layla Hussein with a fantastically timed cherry-picking finish. It is Melbourne Victory 1, Spring Hills 0. Clark bringing us back underway, back into play. Doveston. Making use of O'Keefe as O'Keefe tries to get our goal scorer to advance. Manages to fight Hussein. Blair Hussein, fantastic. Manages just to fractionally keep that ball in play. And potentially that might be our first booking of the day. Just cautious signal there, but yes. Certainly we shouldn't be having too many more of them today. Especially with the chances of rain this afternoon. While synthetic pitches can be difficult to play on at the best of times, when you have still the pace that's provided both by the surface and of course the support of the rubber on the field. Ball becomes a little bit unpredictable at times when there's that added element of moisture on a synthetic pitch. Well, it's anyone's guess what will come afterwards at times. O'Keefe. In for Tam. Once more, Victory trying to play up that right side wing. Opportunity for the cross. Not quite panning out for them on this occasion. Aogi able to dive in and hold firm for Spring Hills. Prime opportunity for the Victory. Once more, here's Hussein. Cross in towards O'Grady. Won't quite find the target on this occasion. Aogi holds very firm there. Sorry for the visitors. trainer. Does exceedingly well to win the ball there, as well as hang onto her footing there. Nearly taken out by her challenger. Coming into today, it is only 3 points between these two sides. Victory with that 3-point advantage. Curiously, same goal difference presently. Well, now -5 for Victory, given the earlier goal. But it was both Victory and Spring Hills on a -6 coming into this match weekend. Perhaps we might return to that equilibrium. Sinclair looking strong in her advance. Ball. No, goal kick after all. Doverston. Looking to build progression up the wing. Okay, for the cross. McGrady with the touch. Defender there just in the nick of time there for Spring Hills. Dakic. Very much right place, right time on that occasion. Clark. Intercepted. O'Grady. Doverston. Out wide for Chichera. Victory will get the throw. It is Melbourne Victory 1, Spring Hills 0. About 15 minutes played here at the home of the Matildas. Of course, on the backfields, we don't have the big, nice, shiny scoreboard. Though you think by now we would have learnt to put a timer on. Oh well, c'est la vie. Once more, Iogi very much on top of proceedings there. And Iogi almost called out there by the 6-second keeper count. Very much on the big things enforced in this year's campaign here in the NPL of that 6-second countdown. Now next season that is set to be dropped down to 5 seconds, which we'll start to see across the new European season, of which something certainly many of us do enjoy. Alongside a couple other rule changes that we will see start to take effect next season here in the NPL. Of course, we do have to wait, get for them this year, and of course, survive an NPL-less summer. An offside flag is raised. Ultimately, no need to interfere with play there as things progress naturally. And certainly Iogi was looking for perhaps just give us that whistle, give us that extra moment to think and sort things out. Once more, Iogi forced to try and figure things out by herself. Her defence is not their supporter. And that ball from Annika Doveson narrowly wide of the goal. It really should be 2-0. Oh, speaking of goals, in one of their ongoing VPL games this afternoon, it is Bayside Argonauts 5, Melbourne University 1, in what has been a rather tough year for the varsity. Both sides certainly not challenging in that promotion race, which is very much heating up in the second division. Nonetheless, certainly will be quite an exciting afternoon across at Shipston Reserve. Trainer. Ooh, well, that's a tackle and a half. Roberto, certainly, it's in a sense a bit fortunate, because when you do go on your 2 feet, you do open yourselves up to that risk of conceding the foul, but also open yourselves up to what is in the books an instant booking, depending upon the outcome. But it is very much perfect timing there in that challenge. Shots for handball certainly would have been a bit of a tough call against the Spring Hills midfielder there. And while there is a strong footballing philosophy nowadays that no one knows what handball is anymore, and for those of you who are perhaps wondering why that wasn't called a handball, at least per the traditional understanding of any contact with a raised arm is handball, you've got to meet one of 2 conditions per the present regulations. Either A, the ball strikes the player's arm when it's in an unnatural position per their body movement, or B, the player it strikes makes their body unnaturally bigger. Neither of those conditions were met there. Corner ball swung in, our first for the afternoon. And a spot of respite for the visitors. Certainly been very much on the back foot continuously so far in this fixture. I have been given a couple of opportunities to advance forward. And turnover via the throw. It is Melbourne Victory 1, Spring Hills 0 in our 23rd match weekend of the Senol NPL. Here's Tam. Advancing quite high. Does have the pace and the ability to do so. Not always given the luxury. Shots in through Sane. Well, that's a firm challenge. All ball, says our lead referee. Least from position of the halfway line. That was certainly ball first. But at the same time, no, fortunate. Very fortunate that didn't go pear-shaped. It was very much inviting issues, let's say. Once more, a Victory with the throw. Shot from range. Not challenging Oyagi's goal on this occasion. Despite that, it's fair to say victory wouldn't mind too much, given that the only side that has had a shot on goal so far this afternoon. Goal kick not quite going as deep as Oyogi would have liked there. The wind very much against her. While it's at ground level quite mild, higher up it was certainly been felt, as you would have seen on the broadcast of the ball, slowed down a bit too quickly there for what they would have liked. And once more, goal kick Spring Hills. Toronto Cook trying to build something up for Clark. Clark having to fight for that ball. That is very much in Victory's control, in particular with a captain, Aaron Tarrant. Once again, with Tarrant. Sylvester looks wide. As the ball's filtered through for O'Grady in acres of space. The shot curves wide. And it will be offside. Sinclair. Quick turnover. Doverston. We won two. As a crack from range, but more a frustrated ball. Clark. Under very firm pressure is Margot Clark. They support, not quite getting it. Dakic finds Anderson. Anderson able to play quite literally through Trainer. It turns over once more for Victory. It's a firm challenge, but certainly a fair one. And Clark kept on side by assistant referee. Tarrant expertly defended there. That will be a Victory throw. And that is a very easy free kick decision. And with a bit under 20 minutes remaining, it is Melbourne Victory 1, Spring Hills 0. As we start to look towards the half-time break. It has been an absolutely resolute performance by our hosts. Doverston really making Oyogi work. Trainer. Well-timed repossession there for Victory. Tarrant. In for Miller. No, Nasa, an option. Ooh. And that is a brave diving save there from Oyogi. Panned out well for everyone there. And again, victory showing. They have been absolutely ruthless against the side which on paper has that higher level of experience at senior level, has greater minutes. That's in front of us. It is all victory, victory, victory. We've had at least comfortably 2/3 of possession so far this afternoon. They've absolutely controlled their opponents. And quite unfortunate not to at least be 2-0 up going in towards half-time. Cross. Despite initial appeals, that will stand. And it will be 2-0 Melbourne victory. And while there continues to be a couple of disputes for the goal, it will stand. And with smidge over 15 minutes remaining in this first half, it is Melbourne victory 2, Spring Hills 0. And we can confirm it was the number 7, Ella O'Grady, who's been awarded that second goal for the victory. And while they've been absolutely controlling in this first half, it will be interesting whether or not it can carry on into the second 45 here for our hosts. And that is a cracking save there from Ayana Aogi. Corner ball for the victory. The set piece is swung deep and ultimately top side of the netting. Goal kick, Spring Hills. Tarrant. Doverston. In with Tam. Looks wide. No one really ever made it. It does somehow end up with the boot of Sienna Silvestre, who has to drop out of position to get the ball there. Cross sent in. Origi, diving save. Doesn't quite get the first touch. Holds firm in the second. Clark. Able to find Gillies on this occasion. Silvestre intercepting. Doverston. Tam. Making use of her wing. In Sienna Chichera. Doverston. Train up. Lane. Now Tarrant, victory captain, very much given liberty to progress as much as you like there. And O'Grady wins that battle between herself and O'Grady. Durante Cook. Miller, passing firm. Free kick given. Just a talking to for the time being for Labno. That's Porsche Tam. Preparing to take the set piece. No. Teased. Ultimately, it was Sienna Saveska there. Well, is often the way with the old 50-50. It's very much yes or no. And we have just about 10 minutes until half-time here at the home Matildas. As things stand, it is Melbourne Victory 2, Spring Hills 0. In our final match week 23 fixture here at the home Matildas. Very much been a dominant display from our hosts. Certainly in a manner where it's easy to forget that this Melbourne Victory team is a development setup. There is skill and experience well beyond these players' years in this young squad. Tam. Cross for Tarrant. Tarrant looking to progress centrally via Miller. Donate Cook looks for a captain and finds the victory captain. Clark, possessing only briefly, here's Doverston. Tam looks for the switch. Shall find to Chera. O'Keefe. Miller under pressure. They support Doverston. Doverston for range. Not a bad looking ball there. Held firm is Ayana Aogi. Anderson. It's possessed there. Not quite fun trainer there. As the ball turns over via the throat. Miller, Doverston. Tarrant forced to drop back a bit there. Makes use of space, makes use of a fellow centre half in Porsche Tam. Tam returning for her captain. Dakic with the turnover. That should be a Spring Hills throw. And hopefully that one will just be a case of all's well that ends well. Initially didn't look too great. Perhaps more unfortunate timing all round. Tam. Doverston, the flick on a cross for Chichera. Hussein doing well to win the throw there. As goal kick is given. Much to the displeasure of a couple of Victory players there. And with the last 5 minutes of this first half, it does remain Melbourne Victory 2, Spring Hills 0 here at the home Matildas. Nice, we do have one further score update for you all at home. From the second division, it is Clifton Hill 2. In what was proving quite a strong home performance for the freshly promoted Clifton Hill side. Tarrant. Doverston holds firm. Looks to play O'Grady. O'Grady somehow gets there, but he's certainly cleared out in the process. And we're back underway via the goal kick. Quick 1-2 there between Iogi and Dakic. Thumping ball forward from Lubno. Not quite finding a target on this occasion. Here's Doverston. Tam. The build play up that far side wing. Switch across into a captain, Tarrant. Clark. Gillies. So send Anderson. To via the throat, Anderson just fraction of an inch off from that ball. And probably the second touch that the Victory keeper, Shaylee Lane, has had all day. Make that third. It's been very much a quiet day for the Melbourne Victory keeper. And certainly from a keeper's perspective, it's always nice to have those days where you can rely on your back line, you don't need to rush into action. Well-timed collection there for Doverston. Almost collects the free kick there. Play on. With just player into player deemed. Cross in towards goal. And Grady, fortunate not to get that one down. Turnover via the throat. And looks as though we are set just for the solitary additional minutes. But we do await the final official confirmation from our fourth official. And we will now have that official confirmation. And it is 60 seconds until half time. Of course, assuming there is no additional situations that need to be dealt with to extend that prolonged minimum. Doverston. So play along. The Silver in the way. Able to stuff out the momentum. Here's Sinclair. Potentially held there, but still Sinclair on the charge for. She shoots. She scores. And that is a perfect shot to goal ratio for Spring Hills. It is Melbourne Victory 2, Spring Hills 1. And very much the perfect timing for the visitors to get their first goal of the afternoon and go into the second half, try and get a bit more momentum, which has so far been rather lacklustre for themselves in this first 45. That was an absolutely tremendous captain's contribution there for Sinclair. Very much showing her ability, her experience. Absolutely brilliant bit of play there. Oh, with that, it is half time here at the home Matildas. It is Melbourne Victory 2, Spring Hills 1. So we'll be back in about 15 minutes or so for all the second half action. Why don't you grab yourselves a nice cup of tea, a couple of biscuits, and we'll join you in just a few moments away. And welcome back to the Home Matildas for our second half action here in match week 23. It is Melbourne Victory 2, Spring Hills 1. Now we are just awaiting official confirmations of a couple of substitutions, so do bear with us. For the visitors, coming off the pitch, number 3, Rachel Gillies. She's replaced by the number 40, Lydia Atzbayer. As for our hosts, it is the number 58, Sienna Sylvester, coming off as she's replaced by the number 12, Alice Franco. Now, of course, those two subs won't count to either side's overall substitution tally. Half-time is always a free window. And so, without any other business needed, clock's ready. And we are back in the way. And so, 45 down, 45 to go. And already very, very firm starts from both sides. Very keen to get the second half underway the way that both teams entered it. While Victory very much controlled the entirety of the first 45. That last little burst from Spring Hills, and in particular from Alexandra Sinclair, truly showed them what they need to be careful of. And so, of course, for the next 45, this is Spring Hills in their pink and black combination, right to left. Victory, left to right in their navy and white. Here's Tam. Firm central ball in for O'Keefe. Trainer trying to build things up for Leila Hussein, our opening goal scorer this afternoon. Tarrant. And it will be a victory throw, despite some initial uncertainty. Tam. Miller, who's dropped back. Chichera. And a quick 1-2 there. Chance here for O'Grady. Momentum snuffed out there by Spring Hills. We'll have to just move on for the moment. Angles were not our friend. So it was D Silva. But equally, we might need to get our specs changed. It's been a while. And the Victory will get themselves at their first corner of the half. Overall corner tally rather low this afternoon, despite the high degree of forward play. It is merely the third corner for Victory so far. Spring Hills yet to have a set piece. as the ball sent in. Not exactly troubling the defenders on this occasion. Okay from range. And one or two deflections, it lands firmly into the gloves of Ayana Aogi. Throw for the visitors. It will be a victory throw, despite some protests. Here's Clark. Looks for Anderson. Once more with Olivia Anderson. It looks for the long ball. Unable to find a substitute, Lydia at Baha on this occasion. Tam. Going to go alone for the midfield. Eventually releases for O'Grady. O'Grady crossed in. Miller not quite there in time for that particular ball. As Spring Hills remain just a solitary goal deficit. Tarrant. O'Keefe. Trainer. Managed to find a substitute in Alice Franco, only briefly. As Lane gets a rare touch for herself this afternoon. Been very much a quiet afternoon for the victory keeper, Shirley Lane. Nice. Initial touch. Block. Second touch gets the control. Miller. Lane. 1-2 with Tam. Push Tam once more. O'Grady. Hussein. Dawson will be offside. Aoki eventually getting us back into play. Miller. That's a firm challenge. Victory midfielder Jasmine Miller does well to keep on her feet there. Tarrant. O'Keefe. Sinclair threatening to intercept there. Franco. Doverston. Chichera. Under pressure from Murphy. It's out to find Doverston. Doverston trying to get past Labno. Was trying to get past Clark there. Now with Clark. At Bayer. Wide for Talante. Crook. Doverston. Miller. Franco. Doverston once more. Far side wing for Trainer. Tarrant. O'Keefe. 1-2 with Franco. Hussein. Trying to threaten. And that somehow. No foul given there. That's very much one for the replay. And look, we will get the free kick in favour of the visitors. Lubno hooves it deep. Eased on by Tarrant. Lane, right time, right place to get her body between Sinclair and the ball. Push Tam advancing quite firmly. So to make use of Miller. Once again, readjust their position. Miller, not a bad looking ball, just a bit high in the end. It's 56 minutes here at the home Tildas in our 23rd match week of the Senol NPL. It is Melbourne Victory 2, Spring Hills 1. Spring Hills certainly having a much better second half as compared to their first half. Victory finally getting themselves a firmer contest. Tam intercepting the clearing ball. Now Spring Hills shall advance via the throw. Once more, throw for the visitors. Once more, Spring Hills with the throw. Franco. Doverston. Wide for Chichera. Who looks to feed it forward for Hussein. It's cleared out by De Silva. Victory with the throw. Great bit of defending there from Aubrey Lubno. Is Clark. Does it well to hold the ball. She looks to advance. Tam. That is complete. Silver's ball. Will be brought out. as it was deemed to be beyond the field of play there. Certainly a tight call, that one. One for the replay. Tarrant. O'Keefe. Trainer. O'Keefe again. Doverston. Plays it back for Tam. Looks emerged to find O'Grady. O'Grady not presently on the most friendly angle. Cross sent in. Who's there to mate it? Not in particular. Well, it was deflected. It's deemed not to be deflected. Goal kick, Spring Hills. Victory just having to readjust here. It's been, as compared to the first half, rather rare occurrence for them. Just be careful. Here's to Silva. Silva looking for the foul. No foul's given. Clark. De Silva will be called offside there. Much to her frustration. Understandably so. Here's Tam. Doverston under pressure from Clark. His supporters Annika Doverston. Murphy intercepts. Chichera. Tam. Plays back into the lane. Now Tam. Chance to okay with Shaley Lane. Intercepted by Anderson. Clark. Looks wide for Murphy. Murphy deemed offside. Doverston. Dakic. Into the boot of Ayana Aogi. He's able to clear her box. Doverston. Tries to send the chair up. That will be a Spring Hill throw. Doverston. O'Grady. Nice, dangerous looking cross, but no one there to make that ball. And a couple of last moments in the second half for Melbourne Victory. Just need someone there to meet the danger. Anderson. Dakic. Wins the throw and via the deflection. And it shall be a double substitution for the visitors. We will confirm those numbers for you as soon as possible. It's Chera. Probing dangerously. Cross sent in. Collected by Ogie. Clark holding firm. Will win the free kick. And we can confirm the double change for the visitors. On the pitch will be number 2, Emily Gerolemu. And number 9, Lauren Antonello. As for whom they're replacing, we shall confirm that for you as soon as we can. Coming off the pitch is number 11, Olivia Anderson, and number 17, Bianca Liberto. And as we confirmed, coming onto the pitch is number 2, Emily Gerolemu, and number 9, Lauren Antonello. Victory with the throw. Clark. Intercepted by Tarrant. O'Grady. Looking dangerous. Unfortunately, not the final saying, and that will be a free kick there. Just a warning there for O'Grady. And after that quick check upon Annika Doverston, we will return to play via the throw. Actually play for Franco. Once more. Throw for our hosts. And that will be throw for the visitors. And after 68 minutes of play here at the Home Matildas, it is Melbourne Victory 2, Spring Hills 1. No goals as things stand in the second half. Certainly been plenty of opportunities at both ends. Clark in for Murphy. Murphy with the cross. Just not quite execution though after there. Tam. Franco. Chichera. Ooh, that's a lovely looking ball into Layla Hussein. Hussein says the cross in. Who's there to meet it? It looks like that was, indeed it was, Poppy O'Keefe, unfortunately for herself, just couldn't finish that particular ball. And finally, after multiple opportunities in this half, Victory have had dangerous crosses in, someone is fine behind the ball for them. Tam, Tarrant, almost dispossessed there. Train up, provides support. Lane clears the area. We'll find Miller on that far side wing there. Miller looking for some friendly options around her. Forced to progress alone. And that will be a Spring Hills throw. Ultimately, he's given a victory after the initial call. Tam. Chera. Oof, now that is a challenge and a half there from Labno. Hussein. Oh, isn't it? And a free kick will be given, despite the protest from our hosts. No? Yes? A goal has been given. Now, the goal has been confirmed due to the line of sight from our assistant referee after the bounce of the crossbar, despite initial appearances. And that is where the goal was scored, and that's where the goal will stand. Tam. O'Keefe. Franco. Now a trainer. Miller progressing with some promise. Needs support. Almost wiped out there in the challenge. Franco. Franco from range. That one's just over the crossbar. Lubno having to defend by himself there. The silver. And that'll be throw for the victory. Taken quickly by Chichera. Cracking diving save there by Oriagi. Tarrant. Davaston. Tam. Franco. Looks for Shara. And that won't stand. Free kick given in favour of Spring Hills. Clark. Gavrilimou. Antonello. Much gliding through solo. Free kick given. And with that, we will get our first booking of the afternoon for the number 9, Lauren Antonello. And certainly, it's a spare thought for our Fulfie, who's been given a rather busy afternoon, with both technical areas very much been having had conversations. They've been a bit firm, let's say. As the offside flag is raised against our hosts, as we enter in to the final 15 minutes of regulation time here at the home of the Matildas. It is Melbourne Victory 3, Spring Hills 1, here in the 23rd match weekend of the Senol NPL. And this is certainly quite a concerning moment. Almost certainly been a bit of head knock there for Ella O'Grady. And so we will have break and play while we have a concussion check for O'Grady. Hopefully we'll be all right to continue. It is never pleasant for a player forced off due to an injury. The time being is very much tense conversations all around. And papers have been brought in. And unfortunately for Ella O'Grady, safety must come first. And so, be substitution for our visitors, as she's set to be replaced by number 30, Tanisha Winstanley. Alongside Winstanley, we're set to see number 10, Catherine Moulet, also come on for the victory. And she's set to replace number 13, Annika Doverson. Moulet will have to wait, as that will just be held just for the time being. So as things stand, Doverson will remain on. Certainly, as things stand, all thoughts are very much firmly with Ella O'Grady. Hopefully we'll have nothing major. It is very much always concerning when a player, or indeed anyone, comes down half the ground onto a hard surface and firmly onto their head. But positive sides, especially with all we know nowadays through continuous scientific research across multiple codes, concussion protocols are strict and they are saving lives. Something that all players will benefit in the long term. Free kick for the visitors. And victory will now bring on Moulay. No. Play on for the moment. Also substitutions, we'll have now Kawasaki coming on for the visitors. Labno. And now we will have that change for victory. Number 13, Annika Dovson, will now come off as she's replaced by Catherine Moulay. Also coming off this time for the visitors, number 6, Roisin Murphy, as she's replaced by the number 45, now Kawasaki. And despite what was indicated, it's not Dovson who was brought off in the end. It's number 17, Poppy O'Keefe. There's lots of things. Initial paperwork was for Doveston. That decision did change. Sinclair. And that is corner for Spring Hills. And that as well, we do now have the correct paperwork brought in for that early substitution for our hosts. Now Sinclair thumps the corner in. To Silva. Sinclair. Kawasaki. Getting her first touches of the fixture. Not of the afternoon. As she was part of that earlier under-20s game. Winstanley. Labno. Town versus Sinclair. Town the victor on this occasion. Once more with Portia Town. Miller. Doveston. Saint. What a stunning feat. Couple of clips there. Tam. Franco. Antonello, who holds exceedingly firm there. Sends in the cross. Cross shot, ultimately panning wide the goal. That shall remain Melbourne Victory 3, Spring Hills 1. As we have smidge over 5 minutes remaining, at least in what is regulated here at the home Matildas. Certainly, we should be set for a couple of minutes added on. Likely 2 as things stand, given the substitutions and, of course, the interruptions of play. Can certainly see arguments for a third being needed. It should, at the very least, be 2 minutes as things presently stand. Corner for the victory. A yellow card's been given. Well, it's been deemed as time wasting there. The corner sent in. Fisted away by Origi. Can confirm it's the number 11, Lail Hussein, there with the booking. Victory with the throw. Miller under pressure. We should go alone. Goes Franco with support. Kept out for the time being. Chera, Franco. That will be a victory throw. Once more, throw for Melbourne Victory, as we'll have an injury interruption. As physio is brought on. No. Sinclair's all right. So we will carry on, which is certainly fantastic to see. Well, I've already had one player forced off due to concussion concerns. It's nice that we won't at least yet see a second player forced off due to any sort of injury. Antonello. Clark. Trainer. Flying through the midfield is Emmy Trainer. Tarrant. Tam. Fantastic through ball into Moulay. Cleared by Labno. Will be Portia Tam to take the set piece. Daveston. Sinclair clearing, certainly not through the most open of space. As our host looks set to make at least a late substitution, and what a cracking save by Ayana Origi there. She's been showing some tremendous acrobatics this afternoon. So, short corner played in. This term. Back in towards Asignado and towards her captain. Cleared by Labno. And De Silva for good measure. And we are very much in our final regulated minutes. Now Spring Hills are given the throw. And whether or not Victory will end up making that substitution has become increasingly uncertain. The paperwork has been delivered. Tarrant. And that's 45, and we do have official confirmation as a minimum of 3 additional minutes here at the home until as 3 additional minutes. Here's Moulay, looking dangerous. Collected by Labno, who clears the danger and the ball. And Victory will now have that substitution. So come on, it's number 36, Amir Crawford. As goal kick's been awarded. With that, confirm coming off is number 11, Layla Hussein. She'll be replaced by number 36, Mia Crawford. And with that, that's the first of our 3 minutes been and gone. Crawford getting her first touch of the game. Clark holding firm. Looks to send Antonello. Certainly appears to be a bit of a communication area among the visitors. Moulay. Tam. Kawasaki threatening the turnover. Clark, Antonella. And that will be a Spring Hills free kick as we enter into the final of the 3 minutes that was designated. And that potentially we will now see a fourth. Lovelock on the free kick. And that will be a corner. And so with that, we are ever more likely to see at least 4 now. Once more, corner for our visitors. As we've now seen those initial 3 minutes been and gone. Corner sending once again. Headed clear by Miller. And there's our final whistle. And the end of yet another match weekend here in the Senol NPL. It is Melbourne Victory 3, Spring Hills 1 here at the home Matildas. Certainly been a much more even contest in the second 45. Very firm contest in the second 45. First half, it was all Melbourne victory, aside from that one glorious hurrah from Alexandra Sinclair. Overall, is 3 well-earned points of victory, who do still theoretically have a chance to make finals. It's slim, but certainly not impossible. Of course, they'll have to rely upon a great number of results to go their way. But from all of us here this afternoon, that's all we've got time for. And so, until next time, I've been William Bennett. Cheerio.